How is it going, everyone? Welcome to Danmaku Unlimited 3, and I'm gonna be trying to one-coin clear this for the first time, because apparently the game is too hard for me to have done it already, so maybe it will happen today. I don't know. I wanna start with Grace mode, even though it's the hardest one, and I probably cannot do it, but I'll try. But more importantly, I think I'm gonna enable auto bomb here, since bombs in this game have no aggressive value. Like, they are simply like having an additional life. So yeah, might as well. I mean, it's hard enough as it is, you know? Yeah, I'm not sure if I can pull it off or not. Probably not. Like, the one that I can most likely pull off is Spirit mode. I mean, the only difference is that enemies basically delete their bullets when you kill them. For bosses, though, it makes absolutely no difference, so yeah, that's the thing. And since bosses are my biggest issue, it's that I think that this shouldn't be that much harder, but I'm probably wrong, I don't know. Regardless of what the case is, I want to try. It's most likely gonna be Spirit mode at the end of the day. I also know if I can beat this difficulty, though at least for what I've seen, the game allows you to practice bosses individually, so that's good. Something I'm probably gonna make use of. Also, I haven't activated trance a single time. Maybe I should. Maybe I shouldn't. I mean, considering that points in this game are not really anything that helps you for survival, I don't really see any reason. Unless that bomb bonus at the end depends on that, but I don't think it does. Wait, why am I getting such an... Oh, okay, I get it. It seems that in Grace mode, when you activate the trance mode, the Grace counter goes a lot higher than it would in Spirit mode. So I almost got to 3000 there. Shame that I couldn't really, it was close. I'm also not sure what that bar behind that 6,000 something that is on the top left. I don't know what that... Oh, okay, it's the Grace High. That's what it is. So what happens if I activate trance at the same time that that's activated? Is that a good idea? Well, I did... Okay. So right there I did get more than 3,000 on a single Grace chain. I wonder if that's enough to unlock that shot type, or if it has to be like without activating trance. I don't know. Oof, okay, that was luck. I didn't get hit there. This pattern is not easy at all. Wait a second. Oh, auto bomb consumes 2 bombs instead of 1. So I didn't use a bomb before that. Wait, no, it doesn't use 2, it uses all of them. Well, that's interesting. That's another change from Spirit Mode. Even if auto bomb can be enabled here, it basically takes all your bombs. Well, good to know, That's pretty evil though, I will say, if you ask me. A little bit too evil. Well, in that case I need to manually bomb regardless. Damn it. Well, unless you have 1 bomb remaining, because I mean at that point it doesn't matter. Well, unless you tell me that auto bomb doesn't enable when there's only 1 bomb remaining. It should though. There are some enemies that still erase all their bullets naturally. So for those you don't have to worry. Oh! I got the achievement for scoring 100 million points, okay. It seems that in Grace mode you get an exorbitant amount of score by not doing much at all. I think that the other score achievement was 1 billion. At least unlike the previous one, it doesn't have the 1 trillion achievement, so good to know. But not like you can even get 1 trillion here anyways. There's not enough digits. I almost fucked that up. You were going too high. There was nothing up there. Okay. completely cornered myself there. I have to make sure I manually bomb. Because sometimes it's hard to tell if you're gonna get hit or not. I guess that you have to preemptively bomb no matter what. Yeah, a lot of these patterns are very evil. I think that that's probably the highest problem with this mode, like with Grace mode differently from Spirit, that auto bomb just nukes all your bombs. You have to manually bomb until you at least have only one bomb remaining. So having one bomb remaining, I don't think it's that rare of a thing, really. It might not be that bad, I guess, but I mean, with how hard the hard difficulty is, I think that you really need anything you can to get to the end. With this amount of resources, it's not gonna go pretty far. I did get an achievement for completing stage 3 in Grace mode. It's apparently I never done that. So I guess I didn't really play this game almost at all, like back then. I guess I really got scared by the difficulty, huh? That sucks. That sucks because I got hit and I still activated that. So basically I lost 2 bombs for absolutely no reason. And I got killed there. That was contact damage, I'm pretty sure. But you know, classic mode does not seem like it's gonna be doable under any circumstance. It does not. No. I don't think it will, personally. But I guess that just solidifies that I should do Spirit mode exclusively. Like classic mode goes a little bit too hard. Because in Grace mode you cannot do any difficulty lower than hard, so yeah, I guess it's gotta be Grace after all. Yeah, apparently that Grace counter in Grace mode does not count, like when it says getting 3000 Grace in the same chain, it does not mean that. Because otherwise I would have gotten that achievement too, and I did not. A lot of those enemies you can simply stay still and it's gonna work, since the bullets disappear and you end up collecting what they drop. I guess if I wanna get used to grace mode, I have to at least attempt to manually bomb. It's also hard to tell if you attempt to manually bomb what times you manage to bomb in time and what other times it simply happen automatically. You cannot know that unless it's clear that you did it very late. But there's nothing visual that tells you that was an auto bomb, right? You don't have that way of... You don't have a way of knowing that. That's a shame. Also, the points for getting a flawless, or at least what the game calls flawless, are very shit. Same as the end of stage bonus. You don't really get much at all. I'm noticing that the spread shot that I have is not really useful for anything that doesn't die in one hit. It's basically any enemy that has a little bit more health, it essentially will deal no damage. Like for example those, like unless you hit them with the main shot, it's not dealing any damage. And that makes sense. But yeah, at that point it's probably better to pick a better one, but the majority of them are logs, so it's not that you cannot do that easily. Like use the other ones, right? So here if I manage to, yeah, okay. Saving trans for the Net's attack is probably the best thing to do here. The Net's attack really goes a little bit overboard. Or I guess maybe it's just a fact that I cannot... like, multitasking is not possible for me. Like, paying attention to what's at the top and at the left at the same time, not to mention that they are two completely different speeds for the ones that come from the top, it's a little bit too much for me. It's fucked up because it's supposed to be the stage 2 boss, but he's already here kicking your ass like that. a little bit messed up. Okay. There is one achievement that is about having the bomb stock full, and that's essentially not using bombs until you get to stage 3, so it shouldn't even be that hard to do, but it seems that I always have to bomb at the stage 2 boss no matter what. The stage 2 boss with that annoying multi-directional attack is just hard to do anything about it. It's a menace. Okay. I don't remember the stage 3 boss that much. Oh yeah, this guy. Yeah. You show me this pattern, say no more. I do remember the stage 4 boss patterns because they are quite bullshit. And the final boss I never once got to it, so I have no clue what to expect. Hopefully nothing too messed up, I guess, but considering that the stage 4 boss is already quite messed up, I will assume that the final boss is gonna be even worse, most likely. So in an attack like this, it seems that there are some places in the screen where you will deal no damage sometimes. Like if the guy is on the other side of the screen, you're not gonna do anything. And that's obvious, it's just that it's not like you can freely move from one side to the other. Those non-spells are a little bit extreme. Just a little bit. It's one of those bosses where the supposedly normal patterns that are the ones that he does before activating trance, like those are harder than the trance attacks. So yeah. It happens. But the boss of this stage is just unforgiving regardless of the attack. A lot of messed up stuff with that guy. Should have waited to activate until the little snake, well, the not so little snake enemies started showing up. Also, how is it going, Yannick? I'm here trying, but... Oh yeah, this pattern. You came at the right time for this absolutely disgusting pattern. But I didn't get hit by it at least. Oh, not bad. Would have been worse. No, I didn't mean to bump. I thought I had enough meter to do a trance activation. God damn it. What a fail. That was a big fail. Just wasting a bomb like that. Oh well. It happens. And despite the supposed items that I'm getting here, the transmitter still takes such a long time to get built. It just doesn't want to. This part is the absolute worst, with the snake coming from the two edges of the screen. Like, I don't even know if there is a way to consistently get them all. It feels like you won't have enough time to go to the other side. Well, certainly not with this shot type, maybe with another one, but with this one you can forget about it. Alright, on to the boss. See how it goes. Yeah, this boss is messed up. It's one of those that... Well, in fact, yesterday I mentioned this boss feels like it's the actual true last boss of the game. Not true last boss. I meant to say the final boss. The true last boss, I don't know what to expect, honestly, but this guy just feels like the standard final boss with how messed up some attacks are. And by some, I pretty much mean all of them. Like, this attack already, like, look at that shit, dude. Like, legitimately getting fire from all directions, that's a final boss level attack. By the way, I'm out of lives, I mean of bombs. So when its attack is gonna kill. Alright, so here, yeah, this part is the one that that you can start seeing the problem. It's fine, as long as you know the gimmick, it's not that bad. But yeah, then later on, even knowing the gimmick, it's quite messed up. Then I saved myself very well right there. Okay. So here comes the one with the blocking. Yeah, this pattern is something else. Probably up until this point in the game, the hardest pattern in the game, without any doubt. Like, it makes no sense how extremely hard it is, considering that this is not meant to be the final boss, you know? Just in a different level. But yeah, it is what it is. Absolutely fucked up. Hey, I'm out of bombs. Well, no, actually, you get a bomb at the end of the stage, but yeah. And then you get this weird question that I'm assuming is for the true last boss to appear, so it's do not hold back, I'm assuming. It's just weird that in the Steam forums I didn't see anyone mention how you get to the true last boss. I didn't Google it, to be fair, I could have, but at least on the Steam forums there is no guide that mentions how to get to the true last boss. I have no clue. I will assume that it's probably like in the previous game, which is by one coin clearing and playing on the two hardest difficulties, I'm assuming. The issue here is that this stage has the Dodonpachi Daifukatsu lasers. Probably the most fucked up thing about that game. And this game imported it with no issues. Can't imagine clearing this game. Well, I'm not sure, because I don't know how hard it can get. Like, for now, all I know is that things up until this point are quite fucked up, but I don't know how the final boss or the true last boss are gonna be. Well, not to mention, I don't know how the remnant of this stage 5 is gonna be. Because if this game tries to fully copy stage 5 on Daifukatsu, this will be an extremely long stage. So I don't know if they are gonna go for that, but if they go for that, that will be a problem. I mean, that's something that always happens in cave shoot 'em ups, that the final stage is significantly longer than the rest of the game, but yeah, this is not a cave game, even though it kinda tries to be, you know? Right, what do we have here? A crystal? But I'm pretty sure that in the previous game you also had a crystal like this as a mid-boss for the final stage. Yeah. Well, in fact, didn't it have this, like a pattern very similar to that as well? I feel. So where did the music go? Well, it's still there, it's just a little bit silent. So I have no lives remaining but 2 bombs. I don't think this is gonna go anywhere, but it's fine. I mean, as long as I can get to the final boss, that would be nice. I mean, I don't expect a 1 coin clear on this run, but well, you say that you cannot imagine clearing this game, but you know that they are lower difficulties, right? You don't need to play in hard difficulty, you have normal. But you also have easy mode. I don't know if you would like to play it in easy mode. It has a normal difficulty. But if it gets too hard, you can just do that. Just that I personally don't wanna beat it on normal. Wanna beat it on hard. I mean, I already don't like the fact that I have to beat it on hard and I cannot beat the hardest difficulty. That's already like an ego hit. But yeah, if on top of that I cannot beat the second to highest difficulty, that will be a problem. I mean, mostly, I guess my mistake is that I'm comparing it to the previous game, but the previous game was very clearly a lot easier, you know. Then, man, sometimes bullet canceling is not the best thing, you know. The bullet canceling there made me completely, you know, miss the pattern that was happening. Alright, well, at least I got to the final boss. That's something. It's another crystal with other crystals orbiting around it. Alright, so what kind of bullshit are we gonna see, I wonder? Oh, I see. Surprise bottom bullets for your pleasure. Right up your ass. That's very fucked up. I'm pretty sure that's not how you're intended to do shit. Yeah, indeed, you're supposed to go around it. Though, okay, and then go inside? Is that the idea? I activated right in time, but yeah, I'm not sure if... I'm assuming that's the idea, I guess, otherwise you get completely cornered. Yeah, you're intended to enter it. Yeah, okay. That's a shame. Well, I got far at least. That's something. But yeah, need to do better than that. Whatever. At least I got to 100 million in this mode. It's something. Okay. Yeah, well, try again, I guess, though. Is there anything that I can practice? Not really, right? I mean, after all... I also didn't unlock anything new, by the way. And it's gonna be almost impossible to do so. But, like, I could practice individual bosses. The game allows you to do that. You have boss free play, but... It's just that... I don't really see any reason to practice the ones from 1 to 4, and I would like to see what the other two, like 5 and True Last Boss, have while I see them on a real run. Also, hold up, what do you want? Sure. I was reading Discord. Okay, so hard, and yeah, this. Well, let's try. Though, look, if you were able, Yannick, to beat Subterranean Animism Lunatic No Bomb, you can definitely beat this game. I don't think it's that hard in I mean, it's certainly not as hard as Touhou 11. I can guarantee you that. At least not in this difficulty. In true mode, well, maybe, I don't know, I haven't played it. Or rather, I played it and I got immediately destroyed. This game doesn't have Mario V strats. Well, you do have different shot types, it's just that none of them are quite what Mario V is, I guess, but... I think that you're also probably overestimating Marisa V strats, you know? There are still some patterns in that game that no matter what you do, you're still gonna eat shit if you cannot dodge, so... I think that you should be fine with this game. But you know that there is one game that no matter what I do, I cannot possibly beat it. And it's Escatos, and you know why? Because the game doesn't run. So if I cannot run the game, how could I possibly beat it, right? I already posted on the Steam forums, but I don't think... I mean, someone else already did that like 3 months ago and no one gave a fuck, so I responded to that guy being like, yeah, I have that same issue. I will need to know what DLLs the game is calling at the beginning. I even tried installing the few versions of Visual C++ that I didn't have, and no, it doesn't work. Like, nothing I tried works, so it's very clear that I need to know the very specific DLL that the game is trying to read, but I cannot know that. And unless a developer answers that, like, it's basically trial and error. Like, basically go through every DLL inside Windows 32 folder and try and see which one will be causing the issue. No, that doesn't seem like a very good idea. Yeah, running the game is the true last boss. You know that I don't even remember if Escatos had a true last boss. Like, in fact, that's precisely the reason why I want to play Escatos, because I barely remember anything about it. But no, I cannot play that game because it doesn't wanna run, so... yeah. Nice. It's cool. It's pretty nice when it doesn't want to run. At least this one does run. That's a good thing. Oh, and you know what also runs? I've been testing Need for Speed World, a community server, and it actually, at least I tested very little, obviously, because I want to play the rest on stream, but like, it apparently works pretty well. So I might be able to play the Need for Speed MMO. Can you believe that? I'm looking forward to it. And I want to play tomorrow, essentially. If you're looking for an MMO to play, you can play the Need for Speed MMO. It has like around 100 players playing at the same time, I mean. It has like 300,000 accounts registered. That doesn't mean shit. Essentially 100 players daily. I don't think it's bad, considering that it's a dead MMO, that it's only maintained by community efforts, of course. And not to mention one of the only racing MMOs that even exist, so... I don't know, I don't remember how good or bad the game was, but... hey, at least it works, you know? Can you make an NFS guild and clown everyone like Ryan Cooper? I don't know. I don't know if there is a concept of guild. There probably are. It's just that when I play that game tomorrow, the least I'm gonna try to do is playing with other people. Like, I will want to do anything that is single player as much as possible. It's just that that's another thing that I don't know, and it's the reason why tomorrow's stream might be an absolute failure, but I don't know if there is a way to beat the game. Maybe it's just a bunch of farming to get a better car and that's it. Like, there is no final event or final boss or whatever. But I want to regardless try, you know. and see how it goes. Don't think it should be a problem, but who knows? Maybe it will be. Alright, this pattern. See, this pattern fucking sucks. Like, it's such a hard pattern. Like, come on, dude, you're the stage 2 boss. Like, you gotta cool down a little bit, you know? You seem that you're a little bit desperate. Just a little bit. Wait, am I gonna time this out? Because it's looking like that. I will time it out. Wow, nice. Amazing. Wait, oh, you cannot time it out. It's just that you're not gonna get a bonus. Well, fuck you too, I guess. Man, fuck you, dude. Not even Touhou does. Okay, no. Touhou does that. It's just that Touhou at least has the decency of ending the pattern if you don't get it in time. But this one is like, oh, you run out of time? Well, you better still finish it. I know, dude. Fuck you. Finish it yourself. I mean, the reason for that to be like that is like in Touhou, right? The reason why it ends itself is because in arcades it will end itself. Also, I should get the achievement here for Matt's bomb capacity, assuming it's 4 bombs. I don't see any reason it wouldn't be. Well, I didn't get any achievements, so maybe it's not the maximum amount after all. Maybe the maximum amount is basically when you get every single bomb in the game, so basically you have to reach a stage 5 without bombing. That will be messed up, but it could be. It's just that the UI is clearly showing that the max capacity is 4, you know? Can't passive is yet. I mean, unless it does have an actual timeout that is another hidden timer, but I kinda doubt it. So it's not pacifist friendly. Touhou does that because in the arcades that will happen, because otherwise someone could easily hog the machine. And you don't want that to happen. I mean, any arcade game has a timer at any point in the game, so no one can stay there indefinitely, obviously. This game apparently does not have that. It's only a matter of score. And I mean, sure, but whatever. Now, so far, and obviously it will stop being the case eventually, but so far this is a perfect run when it comes to resources. To survival resources, I should clarify. Because essentially I have not used a single bomb or lost a single life. But we will see how it evolves. Will evolve in many ways. Well, the most likely scenario is that the boss is the one that's gonna make me bomb first. I mean, this is the one that has those like non-spells that are extremely messed up. These things, dude, like I feel like this pattern will be challenging to to beat without the lighter bullets. But yeah, with the lighter bullets, it's even more fucked up. Okay. That'll work. I'm gonna activate there. No doubt about it. But this pattern is so hateable. This pattern is just one of those that... Well, at this point you can say that a very big majority of boss patterns are quite hateable. At least that went well. When I got an activation, even nice. Okay. Should be fine, yeah. Okay, damn. So I managed to also not get hit a single time during the entirety of stage 3. Okay, and there it is. So the achievement is for maxing out the bomb counter, but like it's getting a bomb when you already have maxed it out. So I guess the description of the achievement is not very good. I got that achievement, so it's essentially not bombing, and I guess not dying either, until stage 4. Well, that essentially means that this is a good run. For the time being, it is a good run. It should go far, but will depend on me more than anyone else. Well, that and that the final boss or the true last boss doesn't have anything messed up, you know? That attack on that mid-boss is a jump scare every single time. It really is a jump scare. It's the closest that a shoot 'em up gets to a horror game, you know? You don't expect it, but it will come. And it will hurt. How did I lose my grace there? I guess it's because grace is... like, actual grace is quite picky. You have to be very close to the bullets. Doesn't work otherwise. Alright, so I managed to get to stage 4 without getting hit a single time. So that is a very good run so far. This guy, with how messed up his attacks are. Well, this one, even, well, there you go. I tried to activate trance, by the way, just that I guess it didn't happen in time. Yeah. There goes the perfect, but obviously I wasn't expecting to do a perfect in the whole run. There is no way, but yeah. This attack is absolutely atrocious. And the ones that come afterwards are not much better at all. Then it's so interesting that every boss has its own theme, a musical theme, I mean. Oh, that was pretty close. Okay, that worked. And that also worked, nice. Shame that you're still so far from being done with this pattern. So was this pattern the final pattern? Can't remember. Ah, damn it. That last hit was completely avoidable. It is the last pattern he has. Okay, so yeah. Do not hold back. I really do hope that the right option there is do not hold back and not preserve your strength, you know? Like here I'm assuming that basically the guys that made this game draw the main inspiration from everything from Dodonpachi Daifugatsu, so that in that game, if you want to go to the second loop, when you get the option, the choice is like, I will resist your troops at full force, right? And then the option to not do the second loop is like, nah, I'm fine, basically. I'd say something like, by no means, sir, it was a pleasure working with you, or whatever. Or basically the protagonist talks to Colonel Longena. These Daifukatsu lasers are so fucked up, dude. Daifukatsu is a fantastic game. But of all the things you could copy from that game, why copy the fucking stage 5 lasers? For what reason? It's fine though. Fucking bullet sponges these guys are. And these ones are not even supposed to be the lasers, those are meant to be like regular enemies. Well, Not very regular, that's for sure. Oh yeah, this weird... So that's what I got hit by on the previous run. Yeah, those curvy bullets that... It's hard to tell they are curvy until it's too late. By the time you realize, you most definitely got hit. Okay. That went well, at least. I got contact damage by the assholes that spawn from the side. God damn it. That's so evil. Because this game also doesn't give you any warning for any enemy that could come from the side. Or, well, from anywhere, really. To be fair, I don't think cave games do that either. And if I didn't get the activation there, would have gotten completely cornered. Yeah, I'm surprised I haven't gotten hit by all that shit. I guess I didn't. Alright, and here we go against the final boss, this time with a lot more resources, but without really the knowledge most likely required to fully go against him. We will see though. I got the activation right. Okay. There it is. I got 3000 bullets in one single chain. Was about time that was gonna happen. But yeah, it only seems to either work in this mode, or if it is Grace mode, I have to assume it has to be actual Grace and not like the additional shit that shows up when you activate. So this pattern, despite understanding what it is about, is still very hard to actually dodge. Like, I 100% understand it, but like the bullet spawn can make it a little bit confusing to understand exactly where you are, right? Okay. Wait, what's this? Ah, shit. I mean, you really like circles, don't you? Especially circles that restrict your movement. Oh, you definitely do, yeah. And this cannot be good for the build rate. There is no way. Good resistance though. There you go then. Took you a long time to go down. That's a shame. I should have activated trance. I fucked up. Especially when you don't activate trance, you completely lose it. It's not like you can do it right after you reappear. Alright, so that's the final boss. So the problem is that now comes the true last boss, and I only have one bomb remaining. Let's finish this. Well, I don't think... yeah, that's the name of the game. Yeah, and it's the same asshole from the previous game. Pretty much. That's a fucked up pattern. You know, that's too hard. Well, it wasn't a bad run though. I mean, I got to the true last boss. I do wonder how much longer the true last boss goes on there. I want to see, but yeah, I got that for 3,000 bullets. I don't know about the 10,000 grace, if it's something that is in total of all the runs you do, or it has to be on a single run. Yeah, name mention. You know, let me try that guy. This true last boss bitch. Oh yeah, and here, in case there is any doubt, the true last boss has to be with you playing in either hard or true. It cannot be on easy or medium, so it's like the previous game in that regard. Alright, let's see that. Come on, where are you? Okay, it took you a while to appear. Come on, dude, why are you so shy? Damn, it really has to load. Well, at least it didn't put the dialogue, that's something. Yeah, this first phase is not a problem. It's a very basic pattern. This other one, though, it's a basic pattern, yes. But that doesn't mean it's easy. You can activate halfway through. And then he does this. Like here it's pretty clear that the objective is staying out of the light purple balls, but like this one just seems way too random. Like, this requires some very fucked up reactions. Basically a resource dump. And I want to believe it's the final attack. But it has a little fancy thing at the... Oh, it's not! It actually isn't! What the fuck am I looking at? Okay, no, now you are a little bit... I'm not sure I even understand what this pattern is about. Hey, I'm assuming circling him, but Jesus fucking Christ, dude. Yeah, that's not gonna happen on a regular run. There is no way. Keep in mind here the shadows don't have a hitbox, but that doesn't matter too much. I mean, everything else does. Well, you could one coin clear without beating the true last boss though. So there's that, I guess. In my eyes. I know. Like, that's not gonna happen on a regular run, dude. Like, there is simply no way. Like, you're out of your mind. So, I mean, at that point, yeah. Wait, the high scores, these are only local. Unfortunately, you cannot see global ones. That kinda sucks. No, stats is... Well, stats here... So, Bullet's Grace is coming close to 100,000, which is what unlocks the... No, I don't wanna see the credits. Okay, hold up. I could check the new shot type, so I unlock this one, and well, the other one to unlock will be this beam when I eventually get 100,000 bullets. Hold up. I also want to... Starting to become a little bit cold in here. Because yeah, the summer is ending. The summer is ending, but here the summer ends sooner than usual, because it's cold most of the year. So that also includes the end and the beginning of the summer, basically. All right. So for this shot type, I will need 100,000 bullets, and then well, the billion ones is not gonna happen no matter what. But I could try that type D. These nuts. I mean, just looking at the graphic, it's hard to tell what it's supposed to be about, you know? Not really sure. Okay, well... Oh, those are auto-aim bullets. Well, so this is the Rainbow shot type. Ironically though, in a game like this, auto-aim bullets are trash. You don't want this. Like, you definitely do not want this. I mean, I will use them on this run, I guess, but... Yeah, I probably shouldn't. I certainly shouldn't. I guess here what I'm gonna... Well, though here's the thing. Beating the true last boss, maybe it counts if you continue. Like, assuming that you already got to the true last boss, as long as you continue, it should be fine, right? Probably. Yes, my idea is also unlocking that thing that requires you to get to the true last boss. Well, to beat the true last boss. Actually, you know, now that I think about it, what I could try doing is playing in Grace mode and simply credit feed until I find the true last boss, basically. Because if the idea is hunting for achievements, we'll do it like that. I will also want to get a one coin clear. It's just that it's pretty clear here that doing a one coin clear with the true last boss is not possible for someone like me, at least. But yeah, you can do one without it. You should select the other option and that's it. It's a little bit underwhelming, sure, but I mean, it's either that or no one coin clear. Like, one or the other, you know, like... honestly, I should have used a continue on the previous run. I guess I'm just so against doing anything other than a one going clear that it didn't even cross my mind, but no, I guess what I could try doing is you know, doing that in the other mode, what's it called, in race mode. Like race mode, basically credit feed like an idiot and then just beat the true last boss like that, you know. So that way, if it does count as beating the true last boss, then you at least unlock the shot type associated to it. And obviously the 1 billion one, you're gonna shove them one by one up your ass, because you're not gonna do that. This auto-aim shot type is kinda shit, honestly. Not very good. At least if I make this run get to the end, I should also be able to unlock the one that requires 100,000 points. At the same time, I heavily doubt that any shot type is gonna be better than A and B. A simply just has the perfect spread for stages, like when the unfocused A type, right? And the focused B type just seems to have the most amount of damage. So why would you want any other combination? There doesn't seem like there's any real reason for that. Maybe I'm wrong. I don't know what's the meta here. Yeah, pretty crazy that the true last boss of the previous game is more reasonable than this one, because true last boss of the previous game had some very fucked up patterns, but this one is like it goes full into cave territory, with the only difference is that it doesn't stall as much as a cave boss usually does. Because cave bosses, usually what they have is when you bomb, they have a bomb shield and you're not gonna damage them during that. And that essentially means that, well, they are gonna be there for a while. But in this case, it's without that, yeah, but I think that the difficulty of the patterns is that messed up. I hate this pattern so much. I really think that this pattern does not belong to a stage 2 boss. But yeah, whatever. Okay. Well, not bad at least. Also, something that I gotta say is that I really like the way the art on the right side of the screen looks. I feel like that's such a clean looking ship, and the background having the colors it has makes it even better. It is amazing, yeah. I really wonder how the upcoming game is gonna be, because I feel like with this one they went a little bit too hard on the difficulty, but on the next one are they gonna be like, well, let's go even harder with it? Or are they gonna be like, nah, maybe we should try tuning it down a little? Because when it comes to shoot 'em ups, this is the interesting thing about shoot 'em ups. You decide to make a shoot 'em up, you're already deciding to not make a profit, right? if your decision was to make a shoot 'em up, you're giving up on the idea of profiting from it, right? Like you're essentially doing it for the love of the game, like for the love of art, right? So at that point, will a shoot 'em up developer even have the motivation to be like, no, I want my game to be easier so it's accessible to more people, when it's not really gonna be played by anyone other than the usual masochist like me, I guess. So at that point, I guess it has more to do with what you prefer seeing in a shoot 'em up as a developer. Like, do you want to just see how hard you can make a shoot 'em up while at the same time making it good? Or do you just simply want to make an accessible shoot 'em up because I guess you're getting worse at the genre? I don't know. I'm not even sure what I will do if I had to make a shoot 'em up. I mean, I feel like something that has to be the case is the existence of multiple difficulties. Problem is that that's a pain in the ass in itself. It's like you have to make the game 4 times. Well, depending on how many difficulties you put. I mean, if you do it like Touhou, that's 4 difficulties. And it really feels like you're doing the game 4 times. Obviously not when it comes to the art. I mean, that's something you only do once, but anything related to the gameplay and the balance, it really feels like you're doing it indeed that amount of times, you know? As many as difficulties there are. But it's fine. Nice hit, dude. That's the reason why you have the automatic activation of trance as an option, man. That sucks so much. In retrospective, obviously, I wish that the previous run was the one that I actually bothered to not go for the true last boss and actually just fully get into the one coin clear. Okay, now you're just hitting random shit for absolutely no reason. It's like you're doing it exclusively to piss me off. It seems that previous run was a lot better than I gave it credit for. Like that previous run, I think I took a lot of things from granted. But the truth is that I did super well in that previous run, without a doubt. I mean, that was clear, but I wish I would have rejected the true last boss on that one. Well, either that or at least continue during the true last boss, because like what I did basically didn't serve anything. It's just that I also expected the true last boss to be more reasonable, so I was like, yeah, no worries, I'm gonna get it on another run. Well, no, you're not gonna get it on another run. It's fine though. I guess at the same time, I was thinking of the unfocused shot types and the fact that this homing shot type is quite shit, but I think that essentially applies to any of the unfocused shot types. Like, your damage is just gonna be bad no matter what. Like, in multiple occasions, if not all of the occasions, it probably will be better to simply like use the focus shot type, even if there are a lot of enemies spread throughout the screen. You probably will prefer using the laser that actually deals damage instead of the spread shot that comparatively doesn't do shit. Well, comparatively and non-comparatively as well. Like, on its own, it's only useful for enemies that die in one hit anyways. You know? If the enemy doesn't die in one hit, well, like, no matter which one you use, it will look like shit, and that's because it is shit. You know? Like any unfocused shot type. But we will see with the other one that I could unlock by supposedly beating the true last boss. I have my doubts. It's pretty crazy how bad this run is compared to the previous one in terms of resources. Feels like day and night. Like, that previous run should have been the one going clear. But, like, I cannot really blame myself because I could have not guessed the true last boss being that messed up. That sucks so much. So I could have activated trance. This keeps getting worse. It just keeps getting worse. I hate this pattern as well. Yeah, I don't know. I feel like at this point the one going clear is... it might not even happen. I underestimated how good the previous run was. It really was an extremely unique run. Like, now I cannot even replicate it. Okay. Didn't even give me time to adapt to the pattern. Yeah, like, that's what I don't understand about this attack. Will it have hurt you so much to actually put warning on the lasers? Like, would it really have hurt? No, it wouldn't have hurt. I know it wouldn't. Like, it wouldn't have made the pattern any harder in itself. Like, or well, I mean, any easier. Like, it's not like you're trivializing the pattern. The pattern will still be hard. It's just that at least you will have time to react to the first shit. Nice. So yeah, here you put preserve your strength to not get the true last boss. But with this amount of resources, yeah, so the dialogue changes there, but who gives a shit? But no, the problem here is that with only 3 bombs, I don't think I'm doing this. So, I mean, that feels like an even like way worse mistake from me, because I could have simply tried to get to the true last boss by credit feeding instead of trying to go for a one coin clear in what's pretty much a dead run, you know? Oh well. It is what it is. So ultimately the unfocused shot type really doesn't have any relevance to the actual run. Like the run will be just as hard no matter what unfocused shot type you pick. Like the unfocused shot type is extremely irrelevant, absurdly irrelevant even. Might as well not even be there. I mean, that really sucks, like, it's that I cannot get anything to go my way here. Very messed up. You have to get higher than those guys if you want to avoid getting completely cornered. I mean, that's crazy. Only 2 bombs by the time I get to the mid-boss here. I can't believe I did so much worse than the previous run. Like, it's not even close. That's what's so messed up. I don't even know what hit me there, probably contact damage, but I really should activate the option that makes this thing activate automatically. Because I got hit like 3 times when that shit could have activated. And since you cannot disable auto bomb anyways, like might as well simply activate that option. It's not gonna make any difference, you know? You're still being pampered by the auto bomb anyway, so might as well go full pampering, you know? What difference is it gonna make? Yeah, unless you can somehow beat the final boss with only 1 bomb, so that means getting hit only once, well, or more depending on where you activate trance, I guess. But yeah, this ain't gonna go very well. I got super lucky there. Look at all this shit. And I'm completely cornered now, by the way. I managed to destroy the laser thingy at least. But I got the 3000. Wait, I got an extra life? Wait, there is an extend? Where is the extend? But yeah, I got an extra life. I didn't even realize that there was one. Like, what was it, 250,000? I guess. Well, in that case, beating the final boss now is more than doable, without a doubt, but I did not know this game had extends. So 250,000 is what I'm assuming it is, because it wasn't in, I mean, 200 million, you know? 250 million. 200 million wouldn't have been the case because I would have gotten it on that previous run that I did, right? Like, now I'm actually not sure at all. Like, now I'm even doubting myself. Oh, that was close. Oh, I got an achievement, and I got this track. It's for grazing 100,000 bullets. And unfortunately, this attack might end up destroying all of the resources that I previously had for free. Okay. I only have one bomb remaining, though I can activate trance for now. On the last one I didn't get hit by this pattern, but I feel like it's too risky to not use trance now. No, it's fine. So there is a final pattern, right? What was this? No, this... What a fucking bitch. I want to break something now. Like, I have to break something. How could I not break something? I'm very upset, you know? Very, very upset right now. Oh well. I guess it's time to credit field. In fact, if we're gonna be doing that, might as well do it in the hardest difficulty, you know? Why not? Let's just do it like that. Let's go full, well, and especially getting an extra continue. Let's go full scrub. Like, I'll go full scrub, I don't give a fuck. What's, by the way, this beam? It seems similar to the other one, but you have two extra things to the side. Well, seems very useful, at least. Okay, let's go full scrub. It's what the game wants me to do, it's what I will do. Worry not. Well, this will also be useful to see if you're intended to no continue when you reach stage 5 to make the true last boss show up or not, or even not continue like until after the final boss is dead. I don't know. This is theoretically more damage, or at least I wanna believe it is. So otherwise, why would you even lock it? I don't know, it's hard to tell. I mean, it has more spread, so you would think that in order to compensate, it's not gonna deal as much damage, but not sure if that's the case. Or if it's simply like a direct improvement over the V-shot type, I don't know. I guess it also depends on how big the opponent is, because if it's big enough you will have all the streams hitting at the same time, right? completely wasted a bomb. Here the auto bomb uses everything you have. That's annoying. That did not hit me. Stop lying. You know very well that did not hit me. Why do you lie? Why do you enjoy lying? Why are you such a dirty liar? What's the point? Oh, also, you can spam here and you never continue. It's pretty cool. Like, if you are salty and you're trying to skip everything as fast as possible, that will happen. Pretty funny. Well, right now I am pretty salty, so I guess it's bound to happen. I still don't know if this thing has higher DPS than the other one or not. No, it actually doesn't. Unless the guys in this true mode have more health. But otherwise, that guy did not go down faster. So is there really any actual reason to use anything other than A and B? Because it doesn't look like that for me. It's like there is no good reason. Alright, be quick on the bombs here at least. Now, obviously it's probably gonna be a bigger change later, but I feel like for now there is not that much of a difference between hard mode and true mode. It's likely that it will be more noticeable on the final stages, but right now this seems like it's almost the same shit. Like, in fact, if I hadn't chosen it at the beginning, I would think that I'm still playing on hard. This pattern is cancerous no matter what, so... That bomb was unnecessary, but I had to. I mean, you can definitely tell that some patterns do have like increased bullets, like one more row of bullets or some shit like that. I don't think they fundamentally changed the pattern too much or at all, you know? Doesn't feel like there is a big difference, if you ask me. Well, who cares? I don't think it's a good idea to go for true difficulty regardless. Ah, fuck. Yeah, it's something that on spirit mode I would have gotten away from without needing to activate. No, this is grace mode. So you cannot do that. You cannot cancel the enemy bullets like it's nothing. I think that overall, since the majority of the difficulty of this game essentially comes from the bosses, not so much from the stages, so yeah. Even though it is a considerable difference, the biggest difference between Grace mode and Spirit mode really is the auto bombs being free in Spirit mode. That's the biggest difference by far. Okay, hit shit. Yeah, I'm curious to see how the remaining bosses change in this true mode. Because at that point, if the difference is not that big, might as well just try to get the one going clear in true mode. I mean, well, you could say if you didn't get it in hard mode, why would you even attempt an even harder mode? The thing is that if I activate the automatic use of trance, I might actually have a chance to do that. And so far, up until this point, there is barely any difference in terms of difficulty from hard to true. In fact, like, this is harder simply for being grace mode and the bullets of the regular enemies not disappearing when they die. But aside from that, so I wonder here if you get an extend at 250 million just like you do in Spirit, or like I think you do in Spirit. Maybe it was simply that the boss dropped it, but I also cabled it out. I don't really know what happened. We'll have to watch it in a replay. Well, or even better yet, googling it and see what's the requirement for an extend, you know? Seems more prolific. Well, you're most likely gonna get killed by this. Oh, wait, ironically, that pattern was easy in true and in hard. In hard you had 3 rows of bullets, and in this one you had 2. What? Yeah, there's something wrong in there. This pattern is cancer no matter what. That much has not changed. Okay, that one is certainly harder. Okay, that's where I need to use the first continue. It's a shame because I wasn't able to corroborate where the extend actually happens, but whatever. Okay, this pattern is definitely harder on true. You actually have no gap in between the rows of bullets here, so I'm not even sure what you're intended to do. Well, you can do it like this, alternating, but I mean the first time, how do you do it? That one, I guess it's the first one where the difficulty is very clearly higher. But yeah. Whatever. I still want to try playing it on true, and if that doesn't work, I guess it will be hard mode. And that's it. I don't know. So honestly here, I don't think the continues are gonna be enough to even reach the true last boss. Assuming you can even reach the true last boss as it is. Well, we will see. If the question doesn't appear at the end of the stage 4, then you can only do it with a 1 coin clear up until then. It's very possible that's the case, but only one way to find out. There is the scatter shot. You know, I think that I can confidently say that this shot type does not deal more damage than the B-type focus shot. So yeah, I guess I will keep doing it with A and B. Like, this one just serves absolutely zero purpose. Well, in fact, I'm pretty sure that this shot type here is thought more to be used on stages. Also, I don't think I can be able to credit fit this. I'm actually getting my ass kicked. Like, I'm not gonna make it to even the final boss at this rate. Yeah, well, that's 2 continues gone. Pretty nice. That reminds me that the title of the stream is 1 coin clear attempt. So I'm basically guilty of doing clickbait right now. Because I needed to participate in the YouTube meta as well, right? God damn it. Oh yeah, what an amazing attack. Wow, okay, this attack, if it was already fucked up before, it's at least twice as fucked up here. Like, yeah, like, this shit is... Like, what are you even doing, dude? Like, what is this? What am I looking at? By the way, the bomb deals no damage even if you do it right in the face of this piece of shit. Well, in the non-existent face, I mean. Yeah, not my streamer. It's just that I want to at least get to stage 5 to see if you can summon the true last boss by continuing like an asshole or not. Now I'm seeing that the true difficulty here is... Yeah, I don't think I should even attempt it at grace mode, because it is harder when you get to these stages. Because patterns that were already very hard before basically become a nightmare. Nice. Oh, and this pattern is also a lot harder as well. It was a matter of getting to the later stages and bosses to see that it was actually a lot harder. Well, can we at least just get rid of this piece of shit just so I can see if the prompt shows up or not? Damn it. It's the only thing I care about. Will the prompt show up, or since we continue it won't show up? Let me see. No, it doesn't show up. So you need to one coin clear up until stage 5, and maybe even you need to one coin clear up until the true last boss shows up. So yeah, good luck with that. So yeah, basically here, by just doing the credit feeding shit, you're not gonna get it. Pretty messed up. Yeah, this game is a lot harder than I thought. So well, in that case, I don't have any reason to keep going here. I guess, yeah, no, I don't really have any reason. Nope. Alright, well, in that case, I will try to do an actual run again. I did unlock... No, I didn't unlock shit. No, not in. Didn't... Okay. Let's try for this to be a real run. And I'm gonna activate this trance mode control automatic that at least I hope it means that you're not gonna activate it even when you don't want to, that it's only gonna activate when you get hit, just like auto, because if it activates as soon as the bar gets filled, that's not something you want, at least not survival wise, and well, probably not scoring wise either. We're about to find out though. I mean, every time I think about that run where I got to the true last boss and I didn't do either of the things that I should have done, which are essentially either continuing until the true last boss was dead, or like basically ignore the true last boss and go for the one coin clear. Like, I didn't do either. And a run like that is gonna be so hard to replicate, and I'm so pissed off because of it. Okay, yes. Unfortunately, this activates trance as soon as it gets filled. This does not seem like a good thing at all. I thought it was gonna be when you get hit, but like this, it doesn't really serve any purpose. I will, okay, look. I will keep going with it, because theoretically here, it's impossible to waste that trance. If you have trance, it will activate. Depends on what you mean by waste, because right there you activated it and you did not use it like for nothing. So what is that option there even for? What stupid shit is that? How is that an option and not the auto on? How are you allowed to do something as useless as that, but you're not able to disable auto on? Like, what sort of stupidity is that? Like, who even will make use of this option? And by that I mean, who will enable it? Like, why wouldn't you want to manually do the trance activation? Like, even if you play in beginner mode, like, it just feels like you're cucking yourself. Like, it's not good for beginners, it's not good for people like me that are simply just trying to do survival runs in higher difficulties, and it's not good for scorers either, because the scorers want to activate when it's the most appropriate time to activate, when more bullets are on the screen or when a certain enemy is about to spawn, not whenever the bar is filled. So that option has to be one of the most useless options I ever seen in a shoot 'em up. Like, I will still keep going. In fact, you know, to make use of the time that I have remaining, if this run does not look promising by the time I reach the final stage, I will go for the true last boss, so that way it counts as defeated, to unlock that additional shot type, right? And then I'll do another one, but I'll disabling the automatic activation of trance. I guess what I mean that technically you don't waste it here is that it's impossible to die while you have the trance bar full. Like, you cannot possibly die because it's gonna activate before you have the chance. It could still happen that the trance bar is about to get filled and you die before that happens, and at that point obviously not even the automatic activation is gonna save you, obviously. Like, why would it? It's still pretty funny though to see this thing activating on its own, I gotta say. But it is essentially a nerf. It's like, you know, there are some games that have options that if you enable them, it's simply to make the game harder as a preference, right? Well, this is pretty much that. Despite the fact that I'm pretty sure that it's thought as an option to make the game easier, it's only there to make it harder, you know? But if you want to have it harder on yourself, like, yeah, make this automatic. It's an amazing idea, of course. Hey, I don't mind, I'll keep going. I mean, I basically have time for 2 more full runs, this one included, so this run is probably gonna be the bad one, or not, I don't know. And the next one, well, I don't know if it's gonna be the good one, but if I want to get a 1 coin clear today, it has to be the good one, because there won't be any more runs, you know? But yeah, it will have to be. No matter what. I already told you the plan. Basically, if the run ain't looking promising by the last stage, we activate the true last boss. If it is looking promising, we don't, and we hope for a 1 coin clear. That is the plan. Nothing more, nothing less. That is the plan. Will it work out? Well, I don't know. I mean, the plan that will definitely work out is if I think it's a bad run and I activate the true last boss, I should be able to get to the end of the run and actually confront it and beat it. Like, by simply credit feeding like a moron. Because differently from grace mode here, you can easily get carried by the auto-bombs. Okay, like for example that. Though pretty sad that you had to auto-bomb on that pattern. Very, very sad. That pattern was not hard. Well, whatever. Do as you wish. Yeah, essentially reaching stage 4 without getting hit, I don't think I can replicate that. That was one run, one legendary run that is part of the past, and it will remain there. In this game, the way the resources work and the fact that bombs are essentially so worthless as an aggressive mechanic, like they are only there as a defensive mechanic. In fact, you might as well not even call them bombs, might as well call them like shield, like the previous game. In the previous game you had a shield and you got hit multiple times, and only until you get hit the amount of times that the shield allow you to tank, only then you will lose a life. Well, the bombs in this game are essentially that. And it makes sense considering that the previous game did not have bombs. The previous game had the trance activation as the equivalent of bomb, I guess. So in that regard, it's not really different. They should change the name. But what I'm trying to say is that unlike, you know, shoot 'em ups like, I don't know, Blue Revolver, that you have a lot of resources to deal with a lot of shit at the same time, and to be able to consistently at least get far assuming you don't make a big amount of mistakes. Here, seems like there is not such a thing, because the aggressive mechanics are not that strong. Or I guess it's better to say that there is almost no aggressive mechanics. Like, the aggressive mechanic in this game is the trance. That's it. That's the only aggressive mechanic you have. You cannot do anything else to increase your damage. Like, it's basically activation and that's it. And as a counterpart in a game like Blue Revolver, you have the special weapon that constantly gets filled. Well, maybe not constantly, but it's not a static resource. You have bombs, and a lot of them, especially if you play in the hardest difficulty. And yeah, a lot of the bosses also have weak points. But more than weak points, it's like you have certain places to stand on where they clearly will receive more damage than they otherwise would. Compared to this game, where that is also the case, there are some places where if you stand on them, you're gonna deal less damage to the boss theoretically, but like, with the bosses being this gigantic, the difference is not that big. In Blue Revolver, an interesting portion of the bosses, or rather, well, I will say the most important boss, which is the final boss, is very small, so you have to aim on that one. The thing is that, essentially what I'm trying to say is that the aggressiveness of this game is almost non-existent. There is barely any aggressiveness in the gameplay. I mean, you could say something like the aggressiveness is... like, the game in itself is what you see, right? Like, it's as aggressive as it looks, but not more. It's whatever. So... I'm not sure if I should say this is looking promising, but I mean, there is still stage 4, so in that regard, I guess we still have time to see that, I guess. I also do wonder if I will manage to get a higher top score than the current one I have, simply for having automatic activation, because I obviously on that previous run never bothered to optimally score, but here, since I'm being forced to activate no matter what, that theoretically means that my scoring opportunities are higher, simply because the trance is active for a lot longer. Or rather, in more circumstances, right? Like, I don't know. I feel like... well, the reason why the score went so high, actually, on the previous run, I'm pretty sure it's because on stage 5 I started grazing a lot. I actually started grazing so much. I think that's the only thing that made it go that high. It wasn't really... I don't think it was related to trance activation. Could be wrong, but I don't know. Really? That hit me. Okay. As you wish. here I think that my mistake is trying to focus on the snakes instead of focusing on the smaller enemies that essentially give you the free spirit items. Like the snakes won't give you free spirit items unless you are in trance. Like here, yeah, they give you a shit ton of items, but only in this mode, not in... like without activation they don't, or at least not compared to the small little guys that give you quite a lot. At least scoring wise, it's not looking that bad. I don't remember how much score I had on that run when I made it to this point. Maybe I did have a good amount, maybe I didn't, I don't know. Yeah, that's pretty nice. God, I hate this pattern so much. I cannot believe that this pattern was not... like, more people didn't complain about it when this was being tested. Like, how do you leave a pattern like this so early in the game and think it's fine? I think you're completely out of your damn mind, that's what I think. Damn, and I even got to hit a final time there, nice, amazing. Yeah, that pattern deserves being nerfed. It's even more fucked up on the following difficulty, so it's not like they fucked up on the balancing on this specific difficulty. No, it's meant to be that fucked up. But like, come on, dude. Well, I cannot really say it's too early, because it's the second to last boss, I guess, but the point is that it is a final boss level pattern. Not to mention, it's not even one of the first patterns that this asshole... it's not even one of the last patterns, it's the first one. Or well, technically the second one, depending on how you count them, but... I feel like it comes too early. I see, well, this pattern is fucked up. It makes sense that it's fucked up, though at the same time, not warning about the lasers is like what I consider to be a very amateur mistake. Yeah, it is a fucked up attack no matter what and all of that, but I feel like it... There's also something that I'm noticing here. Like, I'm actually not... like, when you have trans activated, it doesn't seem to matter if you get hit, like you get killed regardless. In the previous game it will serve as a pseudo bomb, but not in this game. Alright, so here, since this run is a fucking piece of trash, I'm gonna activate the true last boss and hopefully... well, the issue here is if credit feeding the whole thing does not make the true last boss appear. That's the problem. That will be the issue. Because at that point I will have credit feeded for no reason. Like, I basically will have credit feeded to beat the regular final boss, and that's it, and who cares about that, right? don't think I'm repeating that score that I got on that previous run. We'll need a miracle. Okay, not even with the game automatically activating trance every time it has it, it's enough to do shit. I can't believe that was bullshit. That was pure bullshit. Like the fact that that guy didn't die there. Even when it got hit by the golden laser, it's like, what are you doing? Yeah, I doubt that I'm gonna make it past this guy without dying, but I mean, even if I do, will it matter too much? I don't know. Maybe not. I mean, it all depends on what the actual conditions for the true last boss to appear are. Nice. Pretty cool. Well, we will see now if by the end of the final boss, the true last boss shows up or not. It most likely won't, and I'm just wasting my time right now. I need to see it. Need to confirm if that's the case or not. And I legitimately don't know. I will assume it won't appear. I will hold a pessimistic view that it won't appear, and that the option that you get at the beginning is simply if you want to finish the run or not. It's not like the requirement is reaching stage 5. It most likely is doing the whole thing. And that makes it a lot sadder, because it means that getting to the true last boss is actually hard, man. I think that I cannot mentally recover from that previous run. Like, it's just impossible. It was such a waste of a run in every way possible that I feel like I simply cannot recover. It's just not possible. That was a pretty shitty activation. We will at least know the truth. Like, this will be a useful run at least to corroborate what the true last boss requirement is, but I mean, wish it wasn't so expensive to corroborate it, you know? So you know what? I'm starting to have doubts if this B-shot type actually deals more damage or not compared to the other one that I unlocked. I legitimately am not sure, because some patterns felt like they took longer. Maybe the issue is that I'm getting confused with when the trance activates, and I'm thinking of that damage, and that damage is obviously gonna be higher no matter what. At least I guess I'll get some practice against the final boss, so even if the true last boss doesn't show up, it will be useful for something. So not bad. So I can't believe that one of the previous runs died to this pattern. This pattern isn't even hard. But for some reason I got so distracted by nothing that I ended up dying here. Like losing everything. I had every resource right there. That's so stupid. Like dying on this pattern is a different story, but on the previous one, it was absolutely ridiculous. In fact, this pattern is quite messed up. I won't assume the true last boss will show up, but we will see. No, it will show up. Okay, so you need to basically continue until the final stage. That's the requirement. Well, nice, at least I don't feel like the run was basically worthless. It had a use. That's pretty nice. I'm glad. Pretty glad. Here we're basically gonna be credit feeding. We were feeding a very hungry pet. Yes, this is gonna get credit feeded to oblivion. I mean, it's just very messed up that in hard difficulty this true last boss is so messed up. Unless you tell me that in both hard and true, the true last boss is the same. It could be, I kinda doubt it, but the point is that if they are different, how much harder can you make it? Like, as if this wasn't already like top bullshit, you know? Also, I don't really understand this pattern, you know? Like, I know that you're supposed to circle around this guy and all of that. It's just that sometimes the circling is faster than whatever you can do. I'm assuming that that's the point, right? Like, sometimes you're supposed to circle through it, and some other times you're supposed to, like, ride the wave. You know? I think that's the idea. It's such a messed up pattern, and what's even more messed up is that I think it's not even the final pattern of the fight, right? As if it needed, you know, anything else. Oh no, it was the final pattern, okay. Well, it's still fucked up. Also, made me credit feed at the end for no reason. We'll have to survive a little bit more. So yeah, I got the achievement defeat the true last boss in spirit mode. Like, you don't have to one coin clear. Why do you defend those not of your own? Bro, I don't know what I'm doing. What are you asking? We are many and you are one. The amount of lives I wasted don't say the same. I'm skipping the credits because that's not a run to be proud of. At least the true last boss and that shot type got unlocked. So I can do only one more full run. So if I want the one coin clear, it has to be here. Now the question is, oh, the background changed, by the way, since you beat the true last boss once. That's funny. Alright, let's try it like this, with this combination. Oh, and also remember disabling this shit. So what is this new shot type? Is it worth it? Probably not, but might as well check. It's the same shit. Did I pick A by accident? Hold up, you didn't. Or something. No, you didn't save. Okay, well, thanks. Why didn't you, though? You are revealing against. Okay, because I entered the options, they got set back. I think I remember reading a review that was complaining about that. Like, if you pick the shot type and you do something, like they go back to normal. Well, it's fine. It happens. Okay, so this one, oh, this is also a typical Dodonpachi shot type. I mean, I don't think I'm a fan of it, but as I don't know if it deals more damage. That's the thing. Because if it does deal more damage, it obviously is welcome. But I don't know about that. Regardless of what happens, let this be the final run. Well, unless I don't know, get hit on stage 1 or 2 and I'm gonna reset, but this one is the run that will actually honor the name of the stream. This is a 1 coin clear attempt, okay? This is no longer clickbait. Here we are actually attempting to 1 coin clear. So yeah, make no mistake, it will happen. But it will happen, the attempt. That doesn't mean that the 1 coin clear will happen. The attempt will happen though. But then I really hope I can make it work. So we are at least we have the confirmation that unless I super practice the true last boss, I'm not 1 coin clearing with the true last boss. There is no way. It's impossible. You can forget about it, right? But here with without it, I actually managed to do it once. It's just that the run itself was not a 1 coin clear because it included the true last boss. So I simply need to replicate that run. I just need to replicate that. Promise that just like it's not that easy, you know. If it was that easy, I wouldn't be here still trying to do that shit, you know. Clearly. That was a very risky movement for no reason, but whatever. Also, activating here feels like such a waste, but nah, I think it's certainly a waste. I don't think it's worth it at all. Let's just get rid of him. Maybe the automatic trans activation helps with people like me that don't activate, and it helps just for the scoring, not for the survival, and that's the important thing. Here I'm not trying to score, I'm trying to survive. It's just that if the score does give me an extend, then yes, it's something I would want to do. I mean, at least to get the extend and nothing more. Yeah. And also I was thinking of all the achievements that the game has. If there is one achievement that I have no hope of getting, is the one that is getting to 1 billion score. Like, you can forget about that achievement. Because I was thinking, well, let's try to get all the achievements in the game, since 1 coin clearing doesn't even seem to matter at all, you know? But no, I mean, if if you need to get to a billion, then no, it's not possible. Yeah, it's not as messed up as the trillion in the previous game and all you want, but no, not a good idea. No, I mean, at that point you will need to know how to score. Like, at that point it's no longer just like, you know, do some runs to more or less try to figure out what to do. No, like right there, you watch a YouTube video of someone scoring and you build on that. Because on your own you're not gonna find out. Even though you understand what the scoring mechanics are, it's mostly about knowing when you want to activate trance. Well, when and where, like in the sense that where on the screen do you have to be at that specific time, right? It's important. I should not have activated there. I really should have not, but well, too late now, you already did. Good job. Congratulations. I think that this is the hardest non-spell in the fight. Still find it weird to call this shit non-spell or spell guard, because obviously they aren't, but I still insist that this game has a very clear, well, this and the previous one of course, have a very clear Touhou inspiration, without a doubt. And well, in this game the Dodonpachi inspiration is very obvious as well. It's both, and it makes sense. I think that eventually that's something that happens. Like a Touhou player eventually tries the cave shoot 'em ups, and I guess the closest one you have to Touhou is Dodonpachi, without a doubt. Alright, at least I didn't get hit in the entirety of that fight, so that already makes it a better run than the immediately previous one. I don't know if I'll be able to get the bomb mats out bonus. I doubt it, and I'm also not looking for it. Because I mean, it's not the bonus that matters, but rather the fact that you didn't waste the resource, right? Yeah, at that point it's whatever fate wants for me. I don't know what that is. We're gonna find out. Actually, let's, you know, I should say something like that Dodonpachi is the closest cave shoot 'em up to Touhou. Is it though? I mean, I don't think that's the case. I think that both Dead Smile and Esp Garuda are probably a lot closer. Especially, you know, there's something I seen the other day. One of the Esp games has a final boss that is essentially Shinki from Mystic Square. Because Shinki, I'm pretty sure, came first, than like came before that game. So, if anything, that one is a lot closer to Touhou, obviously. It's just that Dodonpachi, I guess, is simply the most popular one. So chances are that if you want to play a cave shoot 'em up, people will recommend Dodonpachi. Well, I will recommend Dodonpachi, you know. If you are new to cave shoot 'em ups, I most likely will tell you to start with Daifukatsu. Or maybe that's... well, actually no. That's not true. I remember someone asking that before, and I recommended Mushihime-sama. Yeah, that's a way better game to start with. The first one. Well, the second one is fine too. It's just that The first one is more accessible because it's available on Steam, or well, I think it's still available on Steam. Because I feel like there was a shoot 'em up developer that delisted the games. Well, it was Saikyo, the one that delisted the games. But I don't know if Cave also did that or not. Well, point is that if they didn't, then I guess that's the one that will be the recommendation, simply for being both very accessible when it comes to purchasing it and very accessible when it comes to difficulty. Though Dodonpachi Daifukatsu is also both. It's just that that game will give you so many bad habits. Like, that game will make you get used to canceling bullets when it's one of the only games, one of the only shoot 'em ups in the world that has bullet canceling to that degree. Because I mean, bullet canceling is not a unique concept to that game, obviously, but it's the game that it saturates the most with it. Also, unfortunately, I got... No, okay, see, that's something that you cannot do. Getting hit that much, and especially by a pattern like this, like, you cannot do this to me. Oh, also, I was wrong about this pattern in true mode. It actually has 2 rows of bullets also in hard mode. So it was exclusive of true mode, but no, clearly not. Ding. Okay. Oh shit. Wow, I survived that pattern, I think, for the first time. It cost... well, hold up. I could still get hit by this one, even though I doubted it could still happen, especially if I got hit by that other one that makes no sense for me to get hit by it. But the point is that, assuming that this one goes normally, only having used 2 bombs is okay. It's not bad. It's not good, I guess, but it's not bad, which is what matters. So essentially, well, resource-wise, in fact, the only problem is that you are below 1 bomb. That's it. Because, I mean, as I said before, the bomb bonus for maxing out, who cares? But yeah, in terms of survival resources exclusively, we only are 1 bomb down for the time being. Of course, there is still a lot of time to further ruin the run, but for the time being, the only problem is that you are missing a bomb, and that's it. So that's not a big deal. You're still doing fine. But yeah, don't worry too much. For now. Don't worry for now. Worry when things start going south from here, but for now, this is not a bad run. Like, this is a good run. Man, I should have saved the activation for this asshole. Okay, I got lucky. In case there was any doubt, by looking at that, I got extremely lucky. Like, insanely lucky even. Like, I obviously could not have dodged that willingly. That was none other than luck. Don't try that at home, folks. Because it's most likely not gonna work. In fact, if I tried it again, it's also most likely not gonna work. So yeah, don't worry about it. It was a mirage. Nothing more. Wasn't truly real. It was real in you can see it, but it wasn't really there. It has no substance. Okay. This is where the snakes start appearing on the sides. which is whatever, I guess. I would still activate trance and kill a couple of them to get some nice points, I guess. That sucks. Was a random ass bullet that hit me. Well, random ass, I mean, it was one of the big guys that shoot that bullet. So not really random. Like, it would be random if it was a small bullet shoot by a small enemy, but that one... Okay. So last time this boss went horribly badly, and it's what costed me the run. So ideally I would want that to not be the case. Problem is that this boss is very hard. Like, there is no doubt about that. And especially with... every time I see this pattern, I really have to ask, what the fuck were you thinking, dude? Were you angry? Like, did your girlfriend dump you when you were thinking about this pattern or what? This pattern screams anger to me. Well, no, well, not even anger, like just hatred. You can have hatred without anger, you know? That's what it screams to me. It screams to me that you wanted to hurt someone. And in this case, it's the player. So it's not the only one in the fight. There is a way more fucked up one that comes next, and that's the one that ruined the previous run. That is the one that made everything go to shit immediately. And it could happen again. I hope not, but it could. I will believe it. That sucks. What's the worst combination that could have happened? Well, whatever. Is that some decent amount of damage? Will be worse, but you know. What's a bad start? It's okay. Got him nice, without actually getting hit once. That damage at the beginning certainly helped. Okay, beautiful. So, here, this option, we pick the second one, which means do not throw me the true last boss, because the idea is one coin clearing. And since the idea is one coin clearing, the true last boss is not compatible with a one coin clear. So, yeah, we are gonna be doing this like this. Will it work? I don't know. In fact, actually, you know, something that I'm not sure. What if you don't fight the true last boss, you don't get the credits? Because it's very possible that that's the case. Like, maybe the game, like, values more a credit-filled run where you fight the true last boss rather than a one coin clear. It's possible. I haven't thought about that, but what if at the end of this run it's just you reach the end and it's like, no, you kinda suck, bad end. Like, what if that's the case? Because it could easily be the case. It wouldn't even be the first game that does that. In fact, the cave games that this game is so based on also do that. Like, those games prefer you getting to the second loop and credit feeding your way out of it rather than getting a one coin clear of only the first loop. It's very messed up, but yeah. They prefer you seeing... Well, it doesn't even have to be the true last boss. It could be an extra boss, especially in the case of the game that this game is so based on, which is Daifukatsu. In that game, just getting to one of the true last bosses that is not the actual true last boss, but it's like one of the extra bosses that does not show up on a regular run, that already is enough to show you the credits. But if you were to one coin clear normally, you don't get the credits. That's how fucked up it is. And it might be the same here, I hope not, but considering that this game even takes something like the stage 5 laser from Daifugatsu, I wouldn't be surprised if it also took the credit policy from that game too. Wow, okay. We will see. Well, I mean, we will see. No, it will depend on if I get to one coin clear or not. And so far, I'm not very sure if it's gonna happen. Wait, what the hell? You didn't do that last time. I guess it's because I always kill you before you got the chance to do that. But that was weird. I mean, you were supposed to dodge that by going up, but since it's the first time I saw the attack, I didn't really want to compromise. Yeah, I guess it's because I activated trance in every single other attempt, most likely. So if I manage to get the extend, I mean, it's obviously still not guaranteed to be a one coin clear, but the chances are gonna be very high. But only if I manage to get that one extend that I believe it was when I got to 250 million, but maybe it wasn't, and I don't know because the game doesn't tell you. Unlike the games that this game is inspired by, well, specifically Danmaku, I'm not about Toho, but Danmaku tells you right in the title screen what the extents are. But no, not this game, doesn't feel like it. That was not the right place to go. At least I got the activation, would have been worse. I'm failing to kill the small enemies, like they are all escaping my grasp. Oof, close. Not to mention, I also cannot loot their little things. Struggling to do even that. Well, nice dodging there at least. Not sure if activating there was a good idea because the stage is out to be already, I guess. Since these are kinda like 3 points, might as well. And if 250 million is the extent, I'm close. Wait, I don't know. It depends on how I do this boss. Unfortunately, there this asshole took very long to shoot those bullets, so I couldn't keep the grace that I had going, so that really sucks, but at least you do get a lot of grace naturally in this attack. But like, if you added all of the accumulated grace before, it would have been a very good amount of score. Whatever. This fucking attack, dude. Yeah, I'm not a fan of this attack. How could you tell I was not? Did someone tell you? Okay. This attack is my only hope at getting an extend here. I know it's a mistake, but I really want to activate here. I will. Fuck it. well, a lot of points just for doing that. So like, this is a pattern that I can dodge fully without activating, but okay, I got the extra life, so I think it was at least worth it for that. So with... I got killed by the laser, so that's the problem. In one of the previous runs, this attack completely fucked me up, and it could happen again. I don't want it to happen again. So... then I can't believe I got hit by the laser of all things. Like, not the regular bullets, but the fucking laser that was just there. Okay. Well, and this is the final pattern, so it could still kill me, make no mistake, but we'll have to do extremely badly to lose all my lives and bombs to this shit. Oh, I bomb at the same time that he died. Well, that's the one going clear. Shame that the score wasn't the top one, because that other run that reached 300 million, I think it's the one that I didn't get hit a single time until stage 4. That run was fantastic, and because of that run I thought that this was gonna be very easy to get until I kept getting runs and kept getting destroyed. But no, thankfully this game does give you the credits when you want going clear, even without the true last boss, even the same dialogue at the end, so I guess the true last boss is a more fancy thing. She thinks. But yeah, the true last boss in this game is just very hard. It has nothing to do with the true last boss of the previous game. True last boss of the previous game is a joke in comparison to this. Like here, if you want to one going clear and do the true last boss at the same time, you need a lot of practice, like a lot of it, a lot of practice to the true last boss, because for example with that amount of resources that I had there, which were like what, 2 lives, I think it was 1 life and 1 bomb, something like that. That amount of resources in any other game, well, not really in any other game, but like in the previous game it would have been enough. So if you want it to be as easy as it was in the previous game, you will have to practice the true last boss to the point that you can dodge it while you're sleeping, you know? Like you can dream of the true last boss and beat it as you're dreaming of it. Because otherwise you're not winning, basically. Well, you're not one going clear and you can still credit feed, and in fact, even by credit feeding, the game still gives you this. Like, still gives you the congratulations and all of that shit. But yeah, it's something that, you know, it's... I personally prefer doing both or doing a one going clear, but not doing just the true last boss without one going clear. And the type was EC, like to unlock that E, you have to simply beat the true last boss, like whatever, if you continue doesn't matter, just beat it. And C, I think that one was for getting 100,000 total grace, or I think 3,000 grace on a single chain, one of those two. So yeah, those you have to unlock, but if you pick type A on unfocus and type B on focus, it should be a very similar result to this. So, well, there you have that. So, yeah, nice. Like, that worked. The achievements remaining, well, aside from the 1 billion I'm not gonna do, it's basically reaching the final stages in grace mode and beating the true last boss in grace mode, I'm pretty sure. I'm gonna double check though. Wanna see if there's anything else I could do. Let's see. Well, the 1 billion points, that is not gonna happen, of course. Stage 5 in grace mode, clear all stages in grace mode. Yeah, that's doable. If you credit feed and pick hard difficulty, it's doable. What else? Oh, this one team, that's fucked up. Grace 10,000 bullets in one chain. That's a very hard one to do. And then you have defeat the true last boss in grace mode. I'm not sure how easy that one is, because it essentially requires credit feeding, but is it even enough to credit feed? But I don't know, I'm not gonna care about that now. I guess I could try doing the... No, but it's useless trying to do the true last boss, because I remember, like, the first pattern, yeah, whatever, but the second pattern with those super random, like, thick balls that fly down is an abomination. The third one with the spinning, I think it's a matter of finding out the way to be comfortable with it, but the second pattern is way too random, at least for what I think. Okay, you know what? I convinced myself. I'm gonna try it. I actually convinced myself. Well, there's also the boss rush, though I'm pretty sure the boss rush does not include the true last boss, and I mean, I don't really care about doing a boss rush, really. But yeah, let's do the true last boss. See how it goes. And that rhyme. Okay. So, the first pattern is doable, even though very easy to die to it, but... Oh yeah, you have to wait like 20-30 seconds until this shit decides to show up. Yeah, and then you have the monologue, like, yeah, let's... Oh, never mind, that's right, the monologue, you don't have it here. So the first pattern is not a problem. Like, the first pattern, I mean specifically this thing, is simply riding waves, and that's not that hard to do. This one becomes a problem, but since you get so much grace from it, you can activate... Well, yeah, that's the issue. If you get hit before the trance disappears. But like that is doable without losing any resources. This one, on the other hand, unless I'm missing something, it's pure RNG. Like, if your reactions are not on point, you are not doing this. Like, I'm trying to look for a blind spot, but I don't see anything. Not in the middle, of course. And on the sides, not either. No, like, this seems to be pure RNG. So if you cannot react to that, and I can definitely not react to that, you are not doing this. And then you have this attack. This is the final attack. I still feel that this one, if you think of a strategy, it should not be that hard to do. And in fact, if I'm not mistaken, it's the same logic as the very first attack. It's riding a wave. It's just that the problem is that these are very curvy bullets. Reading curvy bullets like this is very hard, because it feels like they are constantly changing location, because they are, pretty much, but it becomes very hard to fully understand. Also, the music decided to go out. It's just that they apparently don't loop it very well here. It's, I guess, because they expect you not to bomb spam like an asshole. So I mean, keep in mind that all these bombs are auto bombs, I'm not doing them. But yeah, no, like, these true last bosses, it's a little bit too much. Like, this is not really something that you can do if you are not very good at reacting. I'm not that bad at reacting, but not to the point where I can do that. Like, you need way better reactions. That being said, I'm glad I got the 1 coin clear, so... I mean, the next step will be getting a 1 coin clear on true difficulty. I don't know if that's possible. Like, some patterns in true are very fucked up. Even if there are not that many of them, with how little times you can get hit, yes, it is enough to be a problem. But yeah, it will be for me for today, and tomorrow my idea is to play Need for Speed World on a community server, of course, since the official closed like more than 10 years ago, so that's my plan. Hopefully it goes well. But yeah, thanks everyone a lot for watching, and I'll be seeing you on the next stream, so have a good one and take care.